Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. Like to appreciate you for tuning in as always. Before we get started, could y'all hit that like button for me? Could you subscribe for me? And could you comment for me? If you do all three of those, I'll be forever grateful. Especially if you like it and subscribe to it. My goal was 100. Before week one, I'm stuck at 47. This will be video 53. Y'all help me get above the more subscribers than videos, okay? I appreciate anybody tunes in. We got a show lined up today, y'all. It's 4 days till Saturday. I'm ready. I've been ready. Starting to feel that little tingling in my ball sack, to be honest with you. Getting excited. Don't know how else to put it. Y'all, I mean, we got so much football starting Thursday that I might overdose on. I mean, I literally might overdose on this action, y'all. Because I will be watching it almost for sure Saturday from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. Thursday night, I'll be tuning in. Friday night, I'll be tuning in. I'll be tuning in Sunday. I'll be tuning in Monday. Here it is, y'all. There's 91 games featuring Division One, FBS, however you say it nowadays. I still say Division One. Thursday, 17 games. 8 hours of college football. Probably be more like 9. You know how the games run over. Friday, 11 games. 8 hours. Saturday, 60 games. 14 hours. Sunday, 2 games. 7 hours. Monday, 1 game. 3 hours. Y'all, there's about to be a lot of wives and girlfriends that's just going to be looking at their damn husbands, I guess. They're going to be sitting there watching the game, trying to be all happy, even though it ain't his game. It's just a random game that he don't really care about. Well, he cares about it, but it's not his team, so she's going to say, I don't even know why you're watching this. You don't even care about that team. And he's going to say, because I hate that team. Or, it's the only game on, honey. So he's going to be kicked back. Here's a clowner. And she's going to be over there. I want to go apple picking. I'm just kidding, y'all. Hopefully, y'all got you a woman that likes to watch college football. If you don't, hopefully she's understanding. We're 4 days away from Saturday, y'all. We're 2 days away from some football. We done got week 0 out of the way. There's the appetizer. The full course is on the way. This ain't necessarily college football, but it's Vols related, and I know a lot of my subscribers are Vol fans because that's what my page has basically been up until football actually started. Till football started, I was mostly talking about Tennessee, and I'm still going to cover Tennessee a lot, obviously. Our boy Hooker got released by Lions yesterday, y'all. Really, most of us knew it was coming. His coach, Dan Campbell, even said the other day that he might need to change the scenery. That kind of the writing on the wall, y'all. I want to apologize for that bright light today. I don't know why it's so bright. I said I'm getting me a camera tomorrow. Video quality is about to go up, so anybody that's stuck with me through all this crap of me being a poor son of a bitch and taking a while to upgrade my stuff, I appreciate y'all. While we're at it, we might as well get into the damn Nico propaganda. Joe Klatt said that Tennessee ran a propaganda effort against Nico. I'm not going to pull up all of it, but I'm going to paraphrase it for you. His claim is that it was was never about money. It was never about this. It was he had concerns about the offense, about the offensive line. And Tennessee decided to get out ahead of it and say it was over NIL and his dad. And that it was never about that. And we just done that to make the kid look bad. To get out ahead of him leaving or whatever. Now, why would we, whenever the kid starts shopping himself around, why would we try to make the kid look bad? And he is a Big Ten guy. Joe Collette is a Big Ten guy. He does Big Noon Kickoff. He's the announcer for the games on Big Noon Kickoff. I think he's just trying to kind of slander Tennessee and slander the SEC, make the Big Ten look better. He's talking about how Nico's a good kid. He wants Nico to succeed. Nico could be a good kid, but he let his dad and his agent screw him over and make him the most hated kid in college football. I still have nothing but hate for him. I wouldn't say hate because that's a strong word. I try not to hate people. But I dislike him. He plays Utah at 11 o'clock on Saturday night. So I won't end until 2:30. You can bet your ass no matter how tired I'll be Sunday morning from my baby waking up or whatever, that I will be staying up and watching it and pulling against them, just like probably 90% of all fans will. So if you don't know who Josh Pate is, best college football YouTuber on here. Maybe one day I can be him. Whenever all this went on, he's the one who come out and said, this has been going on. Nico talked about sitting out the bowl game. As he says, NIL deal only covered the regular season, not playoff games. I might have said bowl game. Playoff game. Don't cover playoff games, so he wants more money to play in the playoff. And then after the season, there are rumors from insiders that Nico wanted more money. Nico wanted this. Well, we all thought it was taken care of. And our offensive line's as talented as it's ever been under Heupel. Our receivers are as highly talented as they've been under Heupel. So then they decided, Nico's camp decided to say it's about the offense, about the offensive line, about the receivers, about Nico getting developed. Well, when's the last time UCLA put a quarterback in the NFL? Josh Rosen? I guess Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I think is his name. He's in there, but our last two are in there. And Nico would have been 3 in a row. Hooker just got cut, and he was a third-round pick. Milton's with the Cowboys, going to be the backup for the Cowboys. So, another thing, he said, it's all about getting closer to home. Now, why'd you talk to Miami? Why'd you talk to North Carolina? Why'd you talk to Tulane? Why'd you call Oregon? Why'd you call Ohio State? A lot of those are not anywhere near California. Oregon's decently close, but it's not a skip, hop, and a jump either. That's a pretty good drive up the coast. So I think Collette's trying to stir the pot. Why would Tennessee get out before anything happened? Literally, there was a report from Nico's that said there was an NIL dispute. Nico's at practice. And the next day, he don't show up. Because why would we do that when he was showing up to practice and doing it? Makes absolutely no sense. I just feel like Joe Collette's being a shit stir and trying to hype up his Big Ten and just find a way to throw Nico out to the public there for a minute. Next thing we're going to cover is Arch Manning. Arch's talking that talk, y'all. He's talking that shit. He's talking the talk. Can he walk the walk? Here's what he said, y'all. If you haven't seen it already, he said, The target is not on their back. We have the red dot on everybody else. So he's saying that they're the hunter, not the ones being the hunted. Which could be true. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that have a lot to say this year, y'all. Without us playing any football yet, I know Arch is getting hyped up for the Heisman. He's going to be the best quarterback, number one quarterback taken in the draft. His uncle says, Papa said he's not going to the draft. All that could happen, and he could face top competition and not look as good as he did against weak competition. It's not like we ain't never seen that before. Tennessee fans just watched it last year. I think Arch will be good. I say he'll probably be there, but need to pump the brakes a little bit. I like his confidence. It's better than somebody from Florida State and Vanderbilt talking that shit. Because he actually has enough talent around him to maybe make it to cash that check that his ass could cash. It could be a check his ass could cash. The other two are probably writing checks their ass can't cash. Castellanos and Pavia are probably writing checks that their ass can't cash. I mean, that's my take on it. And here's another thing. Look, is Dave Portnoy allowed at the game or is he not? If you don't know who Portnoy is, he's big Michigan alum, runs Barstool Sports. He's on Big Noon Kickoff this year. So supposedly they banned him from going into the stadium. That was the rumor. That was the news yesterday. This guy said Ohio State has state laws prosecuting opposing players for making fun of you for losing. Now banning media personalities because they're an outspoken fan of your rivals. It's about time the question is asked, is Ohio State the softest college football program in America? If they really done this, they're softer than baby shit, y'all. If they're really doing it, they're softer than baby shit. I mean, the dude is part of the show that is at your game. Whether he's a Michigan fan, whether he's talking shit about you, whatever. He's part of the show. And you're not going to let him in because he's talking shit about you? And because he funds Michigan's NIL and stuff too? And the prosecuting teams if they plant their flag on your field and stuff? Come on. Should players do that? No. But prosecuting them and putting them in jail? Come on, man. That Ohio State has definitely done some soft stuff. But at the end of the day, just Ross Dellinger is the only one that's reported this. I've still seen people reporting that he's not. This says Dave Portnoy is not banned from Ohio State. So now Ohio State's trying to spin it and say Fox wasn't letting Portnoy come into the field. It wasn't Ohio State. So my question is, do you think Ohio State's trying to save face because of all the backlash they got when people tell them how soft they are, how big of pussies they are? Or do you think that was really Fox not wanting somebody that's on their show to go into the football stadium? Now, make that make sense. You hire Portnoy to do your show, and there's a portion of your show that's always filmed on the team you're at game on their field to end the show. But the guy you're paying millions of dollars to be on your show, you don't want him in there because it's Ohio State? I think Ohio State's trying to stay face because everybody's calling them out for being such pansies and being soft as cottonelle tissue, soft as baby shit, whatever you want to call it. That's my take on it. Give me your take in the comment section. Let's go ahead and go over the... Oh, yeah, I forgot. I wanted to show y'all this. Do y'all think Dylan Raiola tries his best to be Patrick Mahomes' doppelganger? Because they asked him about it, and he said he's trying to be his own guy. But look at this picture, y'all. Same facial hair. Same hair. Same glasses. He even does a little Patrick Mahomes hopping thing before the game. It's crazy how much he tries to act like him. And his response was, he can't help that God made him look like Mahomes. Well, yeah, he might have made you look similar to Mahomes, but you gave yourself the haircut, same exact haircut Mahomes has. You wear the same style of glasses as him. You keep the same facial hair as him. You do the same pre-game stuff as him. It's okay if you're that obsessed with Mahomes that you want to be like him. But just admit it. Quit acting like you're not trying to. For the last 2 years, he's tried to act like he doesn't try to act like Patrick Mahomes, and everybody knows. You can clearly see he does. It's okay if there's any quarterback you want to be like. Mahomes is probably one of them. As much as I hate him, I absolutely hate him. But if you're going to try to be like a quarterback, he's one you'd be like him. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I mean, who else? Can y'all believe today, by the way, that on ESPN, when I got on there to pull up some stuff to show y'all, that breaking news on ESPN was that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged. I know that has nothing to do with college football, y'all. But that's absolutely insane how far the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift stuff's gone. It's breaking news on ESPN, Sports Programming Network, that Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce are engaged. Literally, go to ESPN after you watch this. First thing you see, not sporting news, not anything about any games going on. Picture of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. They're engaged, y'all. Congratulations. That wins a Who Gives a Damn award in my book. So, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, you get the first Who Gives a Damn award in college ball with J-Dog's history. Congratulations. Here it is for y'all, by the way. If you don't believe me. Literally, front page ESPN. In game. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift reveal engagement. Well, ain't that just the sweetest thing you ever seen that no football fan in the world gives a damn about? And that's why it wins my first Who Gives a Damn award. Up next, we got a former ball quarterback named starter at Colorado, y'all. Caden Salter has been named quarterback one for Colorado. If you don't know, he was competing with Julian Lewis. Julian Lewis was a 4-star recruit. He was a 5-star recruit in the 26 class. He reclassified. Deion took both of them to media days, which is weird. Why you take 2 quarterbacks, one a freshman and one a senior, to media days. But so Salter's been named starter. He said he hopes Julian Lewis can get some reps. I think the only way Julian Lewis gets reps against Georgia Tech is if A, Salter's playing that bad, or B, they're behind by that much. I highly doubt he gets reps against them. I'm sure he'll get some reps throughout the season if they got a couple of scrub games in their schedule like almost everybody does. If you don't know Caden Salter's story, I can tell it to you real quick. Started off in Tennessee. He was there when Heupel come in. He got in trouble, of course. Heupel suspended him. Didn't kick him off team, suspended him. As soon as Heupel reinstates him, I swear it wasn't like a week later, he got in trouble again. Heupel had to kick him off team. So he went to Liberty. He was there with Hugh Freeze. He was there with Jamie Chadwell, I think is his name, last year. He finally decided to transfer. Colorado picked him up. He is a talented quarterback. I'm anxious to see what he does against a little step up in competition. The Big 12 is not the SEC or Big 10, but it is a step up in competition from what Liberty's played. I kind of figured Hugh Freeze would go after him, but the fact that Hugh Freeze went after Jackson Arnold, who had done really nothing as a quarterback so far besides run against Alabama last year. I chose him over Salter. That kind of makes me think Hugh Freeze thought that he might not really mesh well at this level. So I could be wrong on that. So let's go ahead and get into the brass tacks, y'all. We're going to talk about the Friday night games. We got two what should be pretty good games here. We got Georgia Tech, Colorado. We got Auburn, Baylor. First, we're going to talk about Georgia Tech, Colorado. Just told you. Colorado just named Caden Salter their starting quarterback. Okay. Georgia Tech has Haynes King back. They have quite a few players back from their team last year. I like Brent Key as a coach. Colorado brings some guys back, but they're missing their main targets from last year and their quarterback. They lost Daddy's boy. They lost Travis Hunter. They lost Webster. This game right here, I think, is going to be a statement game for Georgia Tech. I know Colorado's not ranked, and they're not probably predicted to win that much this year. The FPI has Colorado favored, but I think Haynes King and Georgia Tech just out physical Colorado, similar to what Nebraska did last year, but maybe even worse. Because Georgia Tech is one ACC team that could really probably be just as physical as most SEC teams. I mean, look how they hung in with Georgia last year. And Haynes King, he's a dog. I mean, he might not be the most accurate passer they are, but he can pass the ball. He's just tough as nails, y'all. Georgia Tech's got a strong offensive line. They like to run the ball. They like to stop you from running on defense. So unless Colorado can just burn their corners and sling the ball all over the yard, I think they get smacked in the mouth. The spread is 4.5, 4, according to where you look. ESPN's got it at 4.5. I think DraftKings and FanDuel have it at 4. I'm taking Georgia Tech to cover. I think Georgia Tech wins by probably 7 to 10, maybe even more if they just absolutely pound the rock and wear Colorado out. So I'm going to take Georgia Tech to cover. I don't think Colorado's really ever feeling good about their chances in the game. I think Georgia Tech dominates both sides of the ball. I think Colorado might hit a shot or two on them. But as far as physically, I think Georgia Tech imposes their will. Georgia Tech's not a team that's going to score probably 40 most of the time. That's why I think they win about 7 to 10 points. Georgia Tech don't care to put together a 9-minute drive and just pound the damn rock and throw a little 4 or 5 yard pass on you. I think they just wear them down, dominate both lines of scrimmage, and win this game. And Colorado starts the season with a loss. If it's any worse than that, Colorado could be in for a bad season. I still think Colorado's probably on a downswing this year. I mean, you lose Travis Hunter, Daddy's boy, Webster, a couple other guys. I'm still not sold on Dion as coach. That's just me. Y'all tell me in the comment section, do you think Colorado beats them, or you agree with me on how Georgia Tech will beat them, or do you think Georgia Tech will beat them another way? I like Haynes King to have a big game, running and throwing. Haynes King probably had about 70, 80 yards rushing. Probably about 180, 200 passing. And then the running back will pound the ground and pound too. Let's go over Auburn and Baylor. I went back and forth on this game so many times, y'all. The reason I've gone back and forth is because I think Auburn has better players at almost every position on the field besides quarterback. I know Jackson Arnold was a 5-star. I know he was behind a bad offensive line. I know he had receivers that were hurt. still, some of the plays he made and holding on to the ball and stuff, I kind of worry that last year he took such a beating that he can't recover from it. That does happen at quarterback. Spread's 2.5 towards Auburn now. It started towards Baylor about a month or so ago. It was 1.5, 2.5 Baylor. The FPI is giving Baylor 51% chance to win. A lot of people saying Baylor's a sleeper team in the Big 12. I'm not confident in this pick at all. So don't hedge your money on what I say. If you do watch this and you bet, I'm going to go with Baylor just because they're the home team. But it would not surprise me in the least bit if Auburn wins. I think it all falls on how good Jackson Arnold is. If he's Oklahoma Jackson Arnold, Auburn's in for another long year. If he shows some of the potential that made him a 5-star quarterback, Auburn could have a 8-9 win season. I just got to see it to believe it. Because even Jackson Arnold's freshman year, whenever Gabriel had already transferred, because they told Gabriel to transfer because they wanted Arnold to play, and Gabriel goes to Oregon and leads them to a 13-win season. Arnold was about a 55% passer in that bowl game and had 2 or 3 turnovers, so he's been turnover prone his whole career in college so far. And that's what's plagued Auburn the last 2 years with Freeze's turnovers. And then they bring in a quarterback that's got very bad turnover issues. Don't sound like a match made in heaven to me. Hugh Freeze could prove me wrong. I've never been that high on Hugh Freeze. Really, the only thing he's done in his whole coaching career is beat Alabama twice. I mean, that's it. He went 9-4 both of those years at Ole Miss after beating Alabama. Both those years, he went 9-4. And he even had like 2 top 5 recruiting classes or something. So I'm not high on Hugh Freeze like everybody else is. Hugh Freeze is more worried about playing golf. I read somewhere they said he plays golf like 14 to 16 times a week, a month. You're a coach in the SEC and you got time to go golfing 14 to 16 times a month. Don't sound like a recipe for success to me, but give me Baylor. I'm not that confident in it. I like Baylor's quarterback, Sawyer. Everybody has them as a dark horse to win the Big 12. I think Dave Aranda's a pretty good coach. It being at Baylor, I'm picking Baylor. If it was at Auburn, I'd pick Auburn. Last thing I'll kind of talk about before we go is the 9-game SEC conference schedule is already getting games canceled, y'all. Alabama has canceled their home-and-home series with West Virginia for 2026, 2027. That's supposed to start next year. Instead, the Tide has scheduled a matchup with East Carolina for 2026. So we're missing out on, and Rich Rod's back at West Virginia too. So West Virginia could be well improved next year. So we're missing out on what could be a pretty decent game to watch Alabama destroy East Carolina. I know we're getting another SEC game. I told y'all this would happen, but they do play Florida State again next year, I'm pretty sure. So they still have a Power 5 team on their out-of-conference schedule. They just didn't want to have 2. But I told y'all this would start happening, and that a lot of these teams will pick their Power 5 team as somebody like Wake Forest or somebody like that. I mean, there's ways around it, making your schedule difficult with Power 5 teams, because there's Power 5 teams that are not worth a damn. Northwestern, Purdue, teams like that. So you can get around it. But I just figured I'd go over that because I seen it, and West Virginia did agree to it because they want their schedule to be easier, so that for their playoff chances, because all you got to do in the Big 12 is win the Big 12. So Pat McAfee and Rich Rod, Pat McAfee's throwing around NIL money, so with Rich Rod back, West Virginia damn well could in the next year or 2 be up at the top of the Big 12. Them Texas Tech throwing money around, boy. I want to cover that, give y'all my picks for Friday games. I'll get back with y'all tomorrow. Y'all, freaking week 1 is 2 days away, and really 4 for Saturday. We got a loaded schedule. Y'all lock in with me. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Get in the comment section. Subscribe for me, please. I appreciate y'all tuning in. God bless you. Go Vols.